Welcome to another episode of the Players Ball Podcast for AT Aliens by AT Aliens. I'm your host, Alex the Great. I'm joined by my brother from another MB. Um, guess what we're going to talk about today, folks? Sports. Oh my gosh, Atlanta sports to be exact. There's been a lot of news. Some good, some bad.
We got traffic incoming, covering all the biggest news in ATL sports, no matter the lane, no matter the highway. Let's get into it with Spaghetti Junction.
I want to start by asking if you are going to put in your application. The deadline is December 13th. There's an open position in the Atlanta Braves organization. It's not the GM.
What's the position?
The freeze.
Uh, I think they'd lose a lot of money if I was the freeze.
So yeah, the position for the freeze is vacant. They're taking applications. So all you fast folks out there, if you think you got it, man, I'd love to know the freeze, right? I won't reveal your secret identity. But it'd be, something I can hold in my pocket. Say to people at the Braves game, like, I know who that is, friend of mine.
I know one of the past freezes, I don't know if there've been more than one, but one of the former freezes
Really?
was, I don't know him personally, but he was a former track athlete for Kennesaw State University. Hootie hoo!
The track athlete ties,
Yeah.
that Josh. I saw that he lost. I actually saw that race. He lost to a female officer for Cobb County, and she was booking. Like it wasn't even close. He had no chance of catching her. So he was cooked, as the kids would say.
You said Cobb County?
Cobb.
So if you're in Cobb, don't run.
Don't run.
Never
She's a
run
sister with
anyways, but
sister with dreads, man. She gonna catch you. Better be fast. Hop a fence. No, don't run from the law. It's not legal advice. Um, don't shoot fireworks at elementary schools, even if they're not in session, and end up running. All right, moving on.
get picked up by the sister at the church.
Intimate details of some stranger's adventure. Um, the Braves. Important news, man. We want to shout out Mr. Drake Baldwin. Another rookie of the year, and I mean we've had three in recent history. Ronnie wasn't that recent, but Money Mike won it, so it's nice to have that farm system, still be validated as one of the best in the league. And I didn't know this until this year. We get like some draft compensation. Did you know that?
Yeah, you get an extra first.
I feel like you said that last week. Did you? I don't remember.
I don't recall, man. I've
Yeah,
slept a few times
said a
since
lot of
then.
things. Yeah, nah, but shout out Drake Baldwin, man. That was really good. I wonder what like is he still gonna be platoon next year? You think they'll try to get rid of Sean Murphy?
I've seen some interesting conversations around that. I think right now the obvious thing would be to platoon them, and then when one is catching, the other one's basically your
Yeah.
DH. I don't know how much production you get with Sean Murphy as a DH. He's kind of been a low spot in our batting order over the last couple of years. Some of that I think has to do with health, because when he first came to Atlanta, he, was hitting the leather off the ball. He's had some streaks here and there, but yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I do think Sean Murphy offers a lot in leadership in the clubhouse, and also just for, you know, Drake being, coming off a rookie campaign, he can grow a lot from Sean's mentoring as a defensive catcher, because at one point in time, Sean Murphy was one of, if not the best defensive catcher in the league. I think he's kind of been hampered a little bit from all those little injuries here and there, so he's probably not at the top, but he's still regarded as one of the best. So
I wonder if that has anything to do with his size. This guy is 6'3", 228. Can't imagine being in that position. I mean, most catchers that I'm aware of aren't massive men like that. That's a big dude. He's my size, but like muscular,
yeah.
a professional athlete, right?
So a lot of
That's
his
big.
injuries though have been like muscle strains, right? Like obliques and hamstrings and soft tissue issues, right?
Hmm.
Um, so I don't know. I mean, size may have to do with part of that. I think age and you put a lot of torque on your body in baseball, whether it's throwing or hitting. So
Yeah, he's the ripe old age of 30, and he hit 199 last year, 193 the year before that. So that is not great.
yeah, it's not DH numbers.
They are not. He cannot DH for us. Nah, but we'll see what happens. I saw another note that AA is talking about spending big money for a shortstop. I know you mentioned that last week, and it feels like some revisionist history. I was talking to Dion about where we were from a salary standpoint. I was literally looking at Spotrac when I was reading those numbers off last week, and when I was on the phone, I jumped back on, and we were not top 5 last year. We were like ninth.
I knew we were in the top half of the league. I wasn't sure how high we were up there, but I do know that we were not at the bottom. We were not in the bottom third, right? Like we were in the top probably 25% of the league in salary. So
So we're top 30%. We were 11th last year.
mm,
So I have no idea what I was looking at. What year that might have been, because I went through the years at that point. 2024, we were 7th. 2023, we were 6th, right? Like, I don't know when we would have been 3rd. 2022, we were 8th. And then you can jump ahead as well, but we never make it into the top 5 when I'm looking at this stuff. So, 2026. That's what I was looking at. Okay, there we go. The year 20 to 2026 season, we are 5th
as of now, like going in,
as of right now.
yeah.
Right, active 26-man roster, we are 5th.
Which that makes sense with the guys we're bringing back and
Hmm.
where they are in their salaries.
Yeah, yeah. But hey, say we're gonna spend some money on a shortstop, so we shall see. I am not gonna put in my application to beat the freeze either. I think I will cost them maybe more money than you at this point. I tell you about my knee injury, dunking on an 8-foot goal.
You've told me about knee injuries in the past, so
Yeah, they're repeating at a high frequency. I was dunking. I wanted to really throw one down. I had some solid dunks, some two-hand dunks. I really want to throw one down, so I went off with one leg, and that was just a mistake. I'm a 2-foot jumper at this young age of 37, and I just can't forget that. Right, just remember it at all times. Jump off 2 feet. Yep.
I know I sent it to the group chat, but there's somewhere out there they created an 8-foot league.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, I think that would be a blast. I'd
Yeah, no,
participate.
it looks like it'd be pretty good. Well, I don't know, because I would like to get out there and be dunking, right? And I can do it, but having been injured in recent weeks and limping out the gym after a basketball clinic for 7-year-olds, maybe it's less appealing than it would have been before that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the Braves. As things develop, we'll keep y'all up to date. There is another big school in Georgia. We're usually talking about the football team. We're gonna start with actually talking about the basketball team, though. So the Bulldogs have another star player in their midst, growing, like a la Ant Man. He's very likely a one and done, but he has history there, lineage, legacy. He's a legacy student. Mr. Jake Wilkins. I saw Dominique's son's highlights, and it is bananas, bro. Like, bro is jumping out the gym. Have you? I know you were watching. I don't know if you watched the game, but you said that they lost by or they beat somebody with like 50 points,
Oh yeah,
something
the final score was nuts. Now they haven't played anyone of like real consequence yet. Right, they're 3-0. They've played teams that are well below them in terms of skill, but
crazy.
yeah, it's a long season. We'll have to wait and see how good this Georgia basketball team is. Right, like they're not really historically known for basketball. But Jake Wilkins is a freshman. I don't know that he'll be a one and doneer. We'll see about that. But his highlights are quite phenomenal, very reminiscent of Pop's.
Hmm.
He looks in the air. He looks like old Neek.
The human highlight. Yeah.
Yeah, throwing windmills and all the fun highlight worthy dunks. So they beat UMES, not UMass. Do not get mistaken with UMass.
MD Eastern.
Yeah, 94-29.
They beat Bellarmine 104-59, and then they just put up 120 points. I do know Morehead State. They're not a perennial powerhouse by any means, but what they're doing to teams that I haven't heard of is, unheard of.
Yeah, and it's really behind a pretty phenomenal freshman class, with Jake Wilkins being one of those freshmen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now I saw who's the other one. Let's see. I guess it doesn't really say, but he led him in scoring. Second leader scoring against that most recent game. They play Georgia Tech. Do you think that's a test?
Um,
Georgia Tech hasn't been good in a couple of years, but
I think
it probably won't be. Listen to this real quick. They played the same team, MD Eastern. Their score was 56-52. They did win, but it was a slugfest.
yeah, that's not good.
Georgia should beat the brakes off of Georgia Tech. The game is Friday.
Kareem Stagg is another freshman to look out for. Yeah, I mean
On the
our
Dogs.
our professional team, the Hawks, just recently drafted a Georgia Bulldog with our first pick.
I'll get to him, or we can jump to that real quick. I don't have a whole lot of Hawks.
No, I mean I bring it up to say that it is a program on the rise. It
Yeah.
is gaining some notoriety. And it's exciting to see, and it's really going to be exciting to see how Little Neek develops. They brought his jersey number out of retirement so that he
Hmm.
could wear it. So that's cool.
I was
And
telling my father-in-law that is dope that they did that.
and then if you think of, at least to my knowledge, the prime years of Georgia basketball, they were the years that Dominique was donning the red and black. So
And that was well before my birth.
yeah.
It's been a long time since Georgia was good at basketball.
What, they made the NCAA tournament last year for like the first time in some decades.
Very long, yeah, very long period of time.
Yeah, so
I was just looking at the other Georgia colleges. It looks like Georgia plays almost everybody. They don't play Georgia State. Georgia Tech plays almost everybody. They don't play Georgia State. Maybe that's I mean, no, those are different conferences. But Georgia State plays like Georgia Southern, Kennesaw State, Mercer. Mercer's a good program now. That's curious. And they're playing big schools like Cincinnati. Um, that's curious. I wonder why they wouldn't have some more in town stuff going on. Yeah. Jake Wilkins, we watching you, man. You're gonna give me reason to watch college ball early. We talked about that a little bit too. Just how the NBA offspring are now some of our favorite players. Their offspring is now starting their freshman year in the league. So I probably will tap in more to that than I usually do. College football may be my saving grace for football. Uh, the people will know where I stand shortly, but I ain't watching too much pros no more, man.
I'm watching, but I don't feel like I got much
Disengaged.
to root for. I'm engaged because of fantasy football, and like I just genuinely enjoy watching the games. But as far as having a rooting stake in it, like I'm kind of where you're at. But college football, right? Like we're getting close to the end of the season. Uh, it's exciting still. You don't really have a team. You have teams that you enjoy keeping up with, but you don't really have a team.
I pull for the home team generally, and then the Buffs, right? But to your point, I don't have a team. Georgia State had an abysmal football year, so I don't really. I root for Georgia just because I'm from Georgia, right?
Yeah, it's like the state school.
Yeah, Georgia and Georgia Tech. I want them both to do well.
Yeah. Well, I'm a dog, all dog. And we got a big one coming up this weekend. This year, first time Texas is coming to Athens. So we went out and we played in Austin last year, and then we met again in the SEC championship game in Atlanta. But Texas has not been in Athens, and it's not only that, it's going to be a night game, which night games in Athens get rowdy.
Yeah, they do, man. They've had some classic touchdown in sync with fireworks moments over the last 2 seasons. The one last year was crazy. He like spiked the ball, and as soon as it hit the ground, all the fireworks, boo! It was beautiful, very serendipitous. So you think Matthew McConaughey is gonna be there?
Oh, 100%. He'll be there. I don't think he's ever not on the sidelines.
Even away games? I didn't know if you traveled with him like that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't follow Texas that closely, but I'm pretty sure he's at every game, regardless of location.
Yeah.
It is an interesting point in the season, right? Like Texas had a lot of high hopes going into the season. Arch was a favorite for a Heisman run. A lot of people thought he would, maybe bounce to the NFL after this year, even though his family came out and said he wouldn't. And it's looking more likely that he won't, just based off his play alone.
I thought you needed 3 years to leave
You do.
in college. So this is his second year. He wouldn't be able to leave anyway,
His
right?
third. He sat behind Quinn Ewers for 2 years.
Did he really? No, I thought it was just the 1 year. Dang. Okay, that's wild. Yeah, no, he can't get out of there yet.
So both teams, Dawgs and Georgia, high hopes coming into the season. Both have sustained losses. Texas has, I believe, 2. Won to. Did they lose to Florida? They lost to Ohio State, and then I believe they lost a conference game to Florida. In the swamp.
They have lost 2 games.
Yeah. But either way, Texas can't afford to lose another game if they're going to have any hope of making the playoffs. Georgia's only dropped the 1 game to Alabama at home earlier in the year. But they don't want to drop another game, especially not a conference game. And I still think they have a very tough matchup in Atlanta coming up in 2 weeks against Georgia Tech. So you really want to go into that game still with the only 1 loss to position yourself for a playoff appearance. Both teams are getting better as the season goes on. Arch is playing a little better. Texas defense is really good. They're getting healthier. Georgia's offense has been clicking. Their defense has shown, a little bit of improvement week over week, although it's still a weakness on the team. So it should be a good game. It should be interesting. The Dawgs need a win, and the Longhorns need a win. So there will be no shortness of passion and emotion going into that game.
You know who's gonna be there and probably cheering for the wrong team? Mr. Musterson.
Oh yeah.
He's an avid Texas guy. He's still involved with their program. He will be there and not rooting for the Dogs.
That's fine. Jalen Walker and co can be there to bring it down or hold it down for the home team.
Who's the co? Charlie Warner, right?
Charlie. That's really it.
That's the co.
For the
He had a catch last game. We won't go to the Dogs yet.
Is the second biggest catch or longest play? No, of the game.
Oh yeah.
For the Falcons, that is.
Right. Okay. Oh man, we're itching at the bit. Let me look at our topics. Let's see if there's anything else.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs for sure.
There was one other just like real short bit of news, and that was the National Women's Soccer League, NWSL, announced that Atlanta will be the 17th expansion team, which I think is kind of serendipitous that they're the 17th franchise in the Women's Soccer League when our inaugural season for Atlanta United was 2017, and the fan base is known as the 17s. So I think that is a moniker that could carry over to the National Women's Soccer League team. It will be also owned by Arthur Blank, which I think gives him his 4th professional franchise that he owns. He owns United. He owns the Falcons. Don't know what the 3rd one is, but the soccer
golf.
The golf team, yes.
Yeah.
The champion golf.
Inaugural champion.
Yeah. And then now the National Women's Soccer League team. I don't know where they'll play. I imagine it will be out of the bins, but I don't know what kind of scheduling conflicts that could create. So,
do you know when their league is?
No, I have no idea. I know less about the National Women's Soccer League than I do the WNBA, and I don't know much about the WNBA.
They're in the semifinals right now.
So I think their season's basically the same as the MLS.
Yeah, 28 or 26 matchups, and the first one, goodness gracious, was March 15th, March 14th.
Yeah,
15th is a great day, but yeah.
But we'll share details whenever we get them as to when they start play, where they play, if there's any notable names on the roster, and hopefully they can bring some more championships to the city that needs them.
We need them a lot, man. We really need them in the big three, but I'll take what I can get. The other thing that we'll share is a promo video for Tata's return. I thought it was pretty dope. You shared that with me. So he's putting that stamp on there, that old school wax pour, and putting that stamp that we're gonna be united again. Gracias por la oportunidad. Una vez más. I thought that was fire. So we'll share that too. I think that's enough to get our boy to re-up on his subscription with Apple TV, man.
I don't know if you go halfsies on it, I
it,
might.
it, it worked once, man. They said they would
Miguel.
bring it back on Miguel Amaron, and he was like, "All right, sign me up." This one feels like a bigger addition, though. Would you agree with that or no? I know Miguel's on the field; he has an opportunity to impact the game more, but there's so much is done through coaching. We have not been able to land on a coach for many moons since he left. Really, Frank DeBoer survived what 2 seasons?
Yeah,
To the playoffs, but
Frank DeBoer was probably the most successful coach we had following Tata. But that team was also still loaded with crazy talent, right? Ezekiel Barco,
Joseph Martinez.
Before the knee injuries, which I hear he's on the market again too.
What a reunion that would be.
Yeah. But either way, that team was absolutely loaded with talent. So I think there is always a combination of personnel on the field and then leadership off the field. And we have been lacking in a direction, at least one that's cohesive with our talent and our skill set. And hopefully Tata is able to come in and marry those two together again, like he did so beautifully in the beginning of the franchise.
Now all we need is for Mike Smith to walk back through that door as a Falcons head coach.
No, thank you.
We're giving second chances, man. And he's the winningest coach in franchise history. I don't know. We gotta make a change, though, man.
But shout out to United for not resting on their laurels and always being willing to change, even if it hasn't panned out in the recent years. They're not afraid to swing for the fences and go big, and that's something I think some of our other franchises could learn from. That mentality.
Yeah, you got to keep your fan base invigorated, man. And they've done it back to back years, right? I think it didn't pan out the way we wanted to with Miggy, but bringing him back put some juice back into Atlanta United. Signing Latte Love, put some juice there. So this Tata news is
and they're
big
still
news.
there, right? Like,
yeah.
So it'll be interesting. I know Geraldo Tata Martinez has a well-known attacking style of football he likes to play, which is part of what made United so fun to watch in the early years. So
many shots on goal.
So I'm excited for the franchise. I just want to see them kind of get back to the level. And I do think the front office felt the need of urgency with the World Cup coming to the city, and all eyes going to be on Atlanta from the soccer community, and what better way to complement it other than having a highly successful, heavily watched and regarded Major League Soccer franchise.
Yeah, no, ditto on all of that. All right.
From the gridiron to the hardwood, you know you got to keep your eyes on the birds. Let's talk Hawks. Let's talk Falcons. This is Hootie Hoo.
Hootie hoo! The real hootie hoo has arrived, man. I know the Owls are. Did the Owls went dancing last year too, right? Kennesaw's basketball team.
Oh, I don't know. I know they're
Oh,
always decent for what they are. Their football team's going bowling this year though. It's their
yeah, I saw that.
second season in the big timers, and they will be bowling. I think they've only got 2 losses. So shout out to the Owls and shout out to Outkast for being inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We obviously are big lovers of some Outkast. It is involved in our name, our logo, our segment titles.
Loosely.
Yeah. But Hootie Hoo has been a fighting what is it, calling card or battle rallying cry for the Kennesaw State Owls for at least a decade. So
Brand. It's not a lot of other things you could do with an owl, right? You got a hoop.
especially if they're in the state of Georgia,
Yeah.
close to Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
There was actually a shop. Sorry, this is way off topic, but there was a pizza place in Marietta when I was in school that was called Crumble and Herb, a pizza joint.
That's a great name.
Yeah, it is. But I just thought of it, shout out Outkast, shout out Hootie Hoo, shout out Crumble and Herb.
Did they crumble herb?
I have no idea.
Okay. I know there are some. I guess that was a while ago. That wasn't legal yet, but I know there are some medicinal infused foods that are sold nowadays. You can go to
Yeah, no,
restaurants.
they definitely weren't doing that, but everything had kind of a play on the words, right?
Yeah. Okay. Did you catch any of the performances on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction?
I watched them after the fact.
Yeah.
I was mostly interested in seeing the speeches by Big Boy and Andre and what's his name? The guy who inducted him from Atlanta.
Oh, yeah. Donald Glover.
Donald Glover.
Childish Gambino.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought their like performance mashups, all that jazz. I don't feel like they got the same level of due as some of the other bands or musicians that were inducted, but
Tyler. I'm a Tyler the Creator fan, but he stood in for Dre. He did a song by himself. I don't know. I am a fan of his. It didn't click for me at first. So I watched it after the fact as well, and everything that I saw was like no Andre until I got to the speech, which was one of the last videos I saw. I was like, man, I know he went. Tell me he didn't not go to the event, but he just didn't perform. Which I guess we'll never see Outkast again.
Don't say that.
There's no chance, bro. You can't do it for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction, man.
I will say it was quite odd to me with him being there and not performing when Big Boy performed, but
yeah, so weird.
I've seen articles or interviews where they ask him about it, and he's like, I'm 50 years old. Like the things that I used to rap about, had a sense of meaning to me and where I was in my life and my views and, what they were trying, their message that they were trying to portray. And he's like, what am I going to say? Like, what do I have to rap about? What do I have to talk about? Like, I got a colonoscopy last week. Like,
yeah, That's relevant to new rap, right? But why can't you pay homage to the art that you created before?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I get that sentiment as well. I guess it's just it doesn't necessarily resonate where he is spiritually, mentally, at this point in time.
Yeah, no, I get it. But I have no hopes. You can put that on the list with Zion. Like I'm abandoning hope of an Outcast reunion of any kind. Got to find some new rappers that I like. We got a couple. All right, we have started Hootie Hoo. Let's talk about the Hootie Hoo sports, man. The Atlanta Hawks. They actually have been down Trey Young for it feels like an eternity to my fantasy team, bro. We cannot get. I cannot get a win. But they actually swept the high flying, not high flying. What are they calling them? Oh, it was one of the greatest nicknames. Um, the Lake Show, something like Snow, the Snow Show, or something like that. Because you know it's Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic, and then
Yeah, there's a
Jake
lacking
Lavia.
of melanin on the squad.
I mean, they got it, but their best three, their big three is from the mountains of Caucasus. But the Hawks beat them, and all those guys played, and a lot of I mean, obviously our star Trey Young did not play, but Jalen Johnson didn't play. Um, Porzingis didn't play. A
Nikhil
number of
Alexander Walker didn't play,
yeah, Nikhil didn't play,
nor
and
did LeBron James.
yeah, well, he's not gonna be long for the team, I don't think. You know, Bronny played in Atlanta.
Oh,
Well, so LeBron James did play. It just happened to be a junior.
yeah, I saw we got the victory, and then we followed it up with a second victory against the another LA squad in the Clippers, which I did not think we were going to win that game. I think we were trailing um, entering the fourth quarter, and they found a way to win. Another shorthanded night for the Hawks. One thing I've seen about this particular squad is defensively they are a lot to handle. Where we've lacked is in the offensive production consistently, right? So
Yeah.
I am excited about what this team has to offer down the long stretch of the season. Obviously, we need Trey to be healthy for the offense, and Kristaps Porzingis to be healthy for the offense. But all in all, I mean the nucleus is there.
Real quick, one of the names that I saw. This isn't the one that really was like, oh yeah, that's gonna be on T-shirts, but it was pretty funny. They were calling them Tres Leches,
There was one of
the
them that
Tres Leches Lakers.
the one that I thought was hilarious was the it was like the Milwaukee alphabets.
Yeah, it's all Giannis, man. Alphabet soup.
Yeah. He's got the
Um,
whole alphabet in his name.
all right, so I had mentioned Asa Newell earlier. All those people that were out during the Clippers game, all of them, there wasn't a like any of the starters playing. There were one or two. This man got 0 minutes. Now Vic Krejci played. He went off. My opinion is still unchanged. I don't want this guy getting that many minutes. But you have a first round pick that's just wasting away. Wasting away. Why does he not get to play basketball? And I just don't get it. I can't explain it.
I will
Like you're
say
super short-handed. It makes no sense not to give him any
a
run.
lot of the criticisms that I've seen, about the Hawks has been, is it time to talk about coaching?
Oh, it's been time to talk about coaching, man.
Hey, man,
I've been
Asa
talking about it
got
for a while.
26 minutes against the Lakers.
Look at the Clippers. 0 minutes.
I know. He was 26 minutes, put up 17 points against the Lakers.
That is even more perplexing, man. Right? If he had success the night before, or not the night before, but the previous game, why aren't you giving this guy any opportunity to play
I will
basketball?
say against the Clippers, you did have Porzingis and Joe Johnson play, whereas they did not play against the Lakers.
You talking about Jalen?
Jalen Johnson, Joe Johnson, the other JJ. But yeah, so that probably has some to do with it. But I understand your frustrations, and yeah, I'd like to see him play ball. If he's not going to play for the Hawks, he might as well be playing for the Skyhawks, right? Like, get the guy some minutes somewhere.
So they actually don't start their season until Friday. Maybe they're just waiting to send him down, which is incredibly frustrating. But it is what it is. I can't change it. I don't feel like Quinn watches our podcast like the other leaders in Atlanta sports do, because he ain't listening.
Nah, he's if he's listening, he's a stubborn old bag.
That's right. I know he listens because he says and does the exact opposite of what we ask him.
Is it time?
The Falcons, man. Sheesh, dog. It's incredibly frustrating. So we know I'm checking out, but I still see it. So it was a morning game. I had the benefit of being with the Lord. Well, not with him. I'm alive, right?
He's with you
We
every
went to
day.
church, right? He is. He lives with me. We went to church. We went to the 11 o'clock service, so I got to see the first quarter. And then we headed out, and when we got out, I was like, I'm sure the game is over, and it wasn't. It wasn't over. So we turned on the radio, 92.9 the game. Literally within 30 seconds of turning the radio on, we heard the play of Jonathan Taylor taking him to the crib to end overtime. I was like, this couldn't be more of a sign that I need to hang up my football helmet. I can't do it, man. What a terrible way to lose. Like lose before I'm out of church. I got this good message, man. And I get out of there and it's like, goodness gracious, Falcons, why?
So
So did you watch that game?
I watched every minute of that game, which I will say a lot of the games this year, outside of the one that I went to with you, I've missed quite a bit because Sundays at 1 o'clock are really hard. I watched the Monday night game right against Buffalo, so like the night games are a lot easier for me to catch. But I did, because it was early, I sat down and I watched the whole thing, and I'm frustrated. I think I sent you a message. It was like, why is it that every time they pan over to Raheem Morris on the sidelines, he looks lost? He's staring up at like the Jumbotron, just befuddled. Like,
So why do I always look confused when the camera pans to him?
Yeah, he does not look like he is in command of that team. He doesn't look like he knows what's going on. He looks like he's in over his head. And the play on the field is indicative of that, right? Like issues, getting play calls. How many times have we had mishaps coming off of a timeout, or things where you have the time to get everything situated, and yet we can't. It's just it's mind-boggling to me that Raheem Morris and Zach Robinson are still with the franchise. Um, yeah, I
Arthur's gonna
just
see it through, man. He's gonna see it through. And then Rod, he doubled down and said he's not making any staff changes until his hand is forced.
I
What else has to be done to force your hand, brother? You know what I mean?
fire him,
Yeah.
both of them. Um, it's disheartening to me when I listen to Raw, and I understand they're media trained. They're not gonna say too much. They're gonna avoid fines. They're not trying to stir up trouble. But when you sit there and try to sell me on the moral victories of the last 4 weeks, screw you.
Yeah, man.
Because moral victories do not show up in the win column.
They do not.
And they're not going to get you in the
Right.
playoffs. And we
We
are
were a
8
playoff
years without a playoffs in this city. 8 seasons without making the playoffs.
Let me tell you something I'm sick of, man. Outside of the team as a whole. Shout out FLY. They had a great impact on a lot of fun times in the streets in my youth, partying. But I want to kill the swag surf. I saw a video of a bunch of people, not even just Falcons fans, like it was people in all kinds of jerseys, swag surfing in Germany, and I want the swag surf to die there. I do not want to swag surf anymore. I will not get my wish, I'm sure. We haven't been good since we started swag surfing. We need to let it go. I'm sick of swag surfing. I did it for a decade of my life at this point, between clubbing and going to Falcons games since 2018. I've been a member. I'm sick of it. We need to get rid of it. It's bringing our team down. We need to change our song. I don't have a suggestion yet. Next week I'm gonna come with a song suggestion. I don't think we should swag surf anymore.
What's funny to me is, I'm a big college guy, so watch a lot of college football. You know where the swag surf originated in terms of like football?
Mm-mm.
The University of Auburn.
Did it really?
Yeah, and someone who has been a big uh, kind of influence in that program. He can oftentimes be seen in the student section swag surfing with, the kids.
Mr. Cameron Newton?
Is Mr. Cameron Newton,
Mm.
which I love me some Cam Newton. I enjoy his podcast. I enjoy his perspective. He is an Atlanta native, but he is and will always be the enemy of the Atlanta Falcons franchise. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. And Cam, he's a he's a couple years younger than us, right? But not that many. Oh, 1 year. He's 36. So he definitely was partying to FLY at the same time that I was. Makes sense for him to have started that trend in college because that's where I was when it was really big. So let's kill it. Kill the swag surf, man. I'm done with it. And it's not bringing us any good luck. Ain't nobody in there doing it no more.
There's not going to be anyone in there. And I think, I don't know.
I'll be there Sunday.
I want to know. I want to know the impact of this, because I hear a lot of people, even radio personnel who are have had tickets as long as you have since the
Mhm.
bin's open. A lot of them are ready to get out. They're tired of it, and they're tired of spending their money, feeling like they're wasting it. And I think at this point, that's the only thing that's going to create change is you start hitting them where it hurts in the pocketbooks.
Yeah, but it's not like a Liberty Media in the sense that, that is their well, the Liberty Media has the Braves and the Battery properties and, they're making money off of that. But Arthur has so many other teams, right?
But I
Like,
think what's different though is Arthur's going to be there and he's going to look out in that stadium and he's going to see it and it's going to hurt him because there's one thing I don't question, and that's Arthur Blank's love and passion for the city of Atlanta. He wants a championship just as bad as you or I, and sometimes I think he gets in our way, but I will never deny that his goal isn't the same as your and I's.
this week will be the week he sees that. That thing is going to be Carolina blue through and through. They got tickets on there now, $45.
Ooh. Cheap.
And
I might go.
You couldn't find a $45, $50 ticket get in there a couple years ago, man.
You can't get a ticket that cheap for the Bulldogs, no matter who they're playing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's disheartening,
People
man.
have tossed it up, man. It's a loss. They're saying it's a lost season, so people just throwing it because all of these are verified. The same tickets from the Falcons are $80, and you got people on here selling their tickets for 40, 46, 41.
Trying to give them away.
Give them away. Oh man.
I think it's just so disheartening because we don't have a first round pick, right? Like we gave up that first round pick to who? The Rams?
I don't remember. Yeah, maybe.
I think it's the Rams who we traded with for
James Pierce.
James Pierce. And they're going to end up getting a lot, like a top 10 pick. And so we're going to have put top 10 pick capital in James Pierce. And don't get me wrong, like I'm thankful for him. I'm thankful for Jalen Walker. I think that those guys are coming along. I think they're going to be franchise staples for years to come. Like the defense, amongst all the dysfunction, the defense has been way better. We're in the top 5 in the league in sacks after last weekend, which is crazy.
That's crazy to imagine. Yeah.
We've had 13 in the last 2 weeks. And we just find ways to lose because we're a dysfunctional franchise. We have dysfunctional leadership. And our offense is basically 3 guys.
Yeah.
And they can't
and one
do
of
it.
them not playing very good.
One of them's not playing very good, and he's taking a lot of heat on the radio. And like, I've heard multiple segments. One that stands out to me is Turtle was pulling the fans' feelings, and I have to say I disagree with all the heat, all the hate that Michael Penix Jr. has been receiving. Yes,
Okay.
I think he could play better. But if you go back and watch the tape, nobody around him is doing anything to help him. And this is a problem that I always really disliked when people were calling Matt Ryan out. And don't get me wrong, like Matt Ryan, Michael Penix, the quarterback is not infallible. But if your offensive line is completely garbage the way ours is, and they're just getting free runners in his face, like, how do you expect him to play at a high level? Right? Like, he's literally just throwing the ball to save his life, right? And then, like, when he does make good throws, there was one early in the Indianapolis game where it's probably a touchdown. It goes right off of Kyle Pitt's hands.
Yeah.
Like, there were several dropped balls
That Darnell Mooney one was the biggest one.
And like he was running for his life back there. Now he had some throws that he missed, but if you're under pressure all game, what are you going to start doing? I don't care if you're Peyton Manning, I don't care if you're, Tom Brady. If it's snap, catch the ball and run for your life or try to move around and get rid of it, like you're going to start panicking, especially a guy who's, in his like 10th start in the league.
Yeah, it's been a number of games now for sure. He definitely looks like he is. That was what I would say was one of Matt Ryan's negative calling cards, right? If you could put hands on him, he would get easily flustered. Watching the highlights because I didn't watch the game, it looked like Mike was very flustered. He finished the game with 42% passing
That was
completion
awful.
percentage.
It was
Yeah,
awful. And I know the stats are what are going to drive a lot of, the negatives towards him. And he deserves some of that heat. But I think if you look at all of the things around him, you can't put 100% of the blame on Michael Penix Jr.
that's fair. I saw B Fan. He was on 680. Did you send me that, Brian Finneran?
He's a host on 680 The Fan.
This particular clip, he was talking about Michael Penix and how he never scrambles, and he doesn't know if that's a design thing from Zach Robinson or whether Michael Penix just does not have that in him, right? He just doesn't have the athletic ability to get out and get active. And I'm looking at his numbers right now. His rush attempts are, oh man, they're terrible. He had one attempt last game, two attempts each of the 3 games before that. He had a 4 attempt game, then 2 and 1. And that first game he had 6, but he was running for it. That was what won us that game. Or I mean, it could have won us a game if it wasn't for Koo. But those rushes were so impactful in that first game, and then he just has not done it again since.
I don't think it's a big part of his game, to be honest. He has some athleticism, but he's a pocket passer.
So okay, fair. 1 or 2 attempts a game seems like it's below where he should be. So if I did like Aaron Rodgers, do you think he's higher or lower than Michael Penix?
At this stage in his career,
Yeah,
I haven't watched a
it's
watched a lot of Steelers, but I would say he's
it's a,
probably lower than or on par with Michael Penix.
yeah, it's about the same.
Yeah.
Who's a younger pocket? There's not a whole lot of just strictly pocket passers anymore. That's the thing, right?
Matt
Like if you look at,
Stafford, he's not
I
young.
know he ain't young, so he's missing one of those qualifications.
Jared Goff.
3, 4, 2, 4, 1, 4. He's making 3 to 4 rushing attempts every game.
What about Jared Goff?
And Jared Goff would be a good one. He does not get active with those feet. Let's see. No, I'm not buying anything professional football reference. All right, Jared Goff. Jared Goff a lot less. 002120411.
The other one I was thinking about was Sam Darnold. I don't know if he's much of
Sam
a.
Darnold got wheels.
He does, but does he use them?
3034010002. Yeah.
So
But it's like those guys are also operating successful offenses, right? They don't have to run. Whereas Michael Penix is,
I don't think so. I
under
will
duress.
say Michael Penix needs to take the opportunity to run when it's there, but there were several times he was sacked on Sunday
Yeah,
where
there's no chance, right?
yeah, no, he was dead to rights. So sure, I'd like to anything to make this offense better. I think what makes me the most mad about where we are as an offense is you lost uh Caleb McGarry coming into the season. You lost Storm Norton, right? Like you had turnover at center in the offseason. So you had turnover, you had injuries, you came into the season limping at the position. And it's worked out okay. I mean, we were running the ball more effectively earlier in the season, but if you go back and watch Bijan, he's getting hit or making someone miss behind the line of scrimmage or at the line of scrimmage
4 or 5 yards
every
deep.
single time.
Yeah.
So this is a problem that we've seen since the beginning, and they've done nothing, literally nothing, to try and get better.
And that's an indictment on Scary Terry, right?
I think it's an indictment on Scary Terry, but it's also an indictment on Raw. Like, you hear it in the way that he talks about this team. He believes that the talent that they're putting out there is winning talent, and I think he's an absolute fool.
Mm. You know, Mike Johnson on 929, he was former lineman. No one knows more lineman knowledge than him. That's talking. That's a talking head, right? And he was saying that we have strong, athletic guys. They're smaller, and when you have the smaller guys, there are certain things that you do better, and there are other things that you should not be doing, right? Because they're not able to hold up as long. And he says we are doing the opposite of what we should be doing with our offensive line.
It sounds
So if
it
you're not
sounds
using,
right. I believe it
yeah,
100%.
if we're not using our personnel the way that we should be using them, that is coaching more than it is the GM. To
100%.
your point, yeah.
Look, I don't know all the answers. I don't know how you fix the Falcons. I don't know how you salvage this season. I don't know if it's possible. Um, but a big part of it will be whether or not Raheem Morris, Zach Robinson are willing to change, adapt, do something different schematically to give us the best chance to win with the personnel that we have, which right now offensively it's lacking, right?
Oh yeah.
The offensive line is terrible or is playing terrible or is being asked to do things that they're not capable of doing.
Storm
So
Norton's going back to IR. He just came back. He's gone again. Did you see that?
no.
Yeah.
And then
No
you
true number
lost
2 wide
you
receiver.
lost Ray McLeod for unknown reasons. And Darnell Mooney has looked like old Darnell Mooney prior to last year. Drake London can't do it himself. Michael Penix can't do it effectively, consistently when he's under pressure constantly. And Bijan Robinson, I think, is getting tired because he definitely hasn't had the juice that he had early in the season.
Yeah, because Tyler Algier had some success in that last game, right?
Yeah, a few good carries. I think between the two of them, they averaged like 4 yards a carry. But again, I don't think we carried the ball nearly as much as we should have. And I feel like this coaching staff falls prey to numbers, right? Like they got heavily criticized for abandoning the run in weeks like prior weeks. And then so this past game they went almost 50-50 run pass. And I'm like, you're forcing it. It feels forced instead of going with the flow of the game and what the other team's giving you, right?
Yeah, it was 50-50 to the letter.
Yeah.
18 passes, 18 rush attempts.
Which honestly, like that's a terribly low number of
Or
offensive
I'm sorry,
snaps.
28 each, not 18.
I was going to say
28
18
passes,
18. That's low.
yeah, 56 total, which still feels a little low, but
The amazing part about, the game on Sunday is the defense had it within reach, right? Like you were leading late into the fourth quarter. So
mhm.
I don't know. The Falcons are broken. We'll see what they do against the Carolina Panthers. They do have a couple games coming up against some bad teams, but we're a bad team, so none of those are guaranteed, right? Like I would say the Jets should be a guaranteed win, but you don't know with the way that this team is playing.
You know, we were talking about those rookies. They both combined for some pretty fire plays against the Colts with Jalen Walker and James Pierce Jr. So I'm actually encouraged. I think that first round pick is going to end up being lesser of the two, like of what we received, because we don't finish middle of the pack. What does success look like for the Falcons in this season? I do think the playoffs are out of reach. I think the teams that are in front of us are better, and we don't play enough of them to have an impact. Like, do I think we're gonna beat the Rams? No. We're gonna beat the Seahawks? No.
The
So
Cardinals,
probably not. I mean, now that they don't have my boy back there no more,
Kyler.
Kyler. Yeah, they've been playing a lot better. Michael Marvin Harrison Jr. I got him on one of my fantasy squads. He's been night and day better. He was missed one game. He's been night and day better since they changed quarterback. So I don't know that we beat them. Um, all that said, though, the rookies look good. The defense, to your point, looks good, right? We've been the bottom of the league, like the bottom three teams in sacks for all my life. It feels like, and now we are not that low.
Yeah.
Do you think if they fire Rye at the end of the season, are they firing Terry too? Is that just their package deal?
I don't think so, but there's a good chance, right?
I was looking on Twitter and they were just saying that that's just that's business. It's business. Right? He's done some successful things here, but if it all fails, with his one indictment being the kicker situation is what they were saying for that, right? Like
Yeah.
Lenny Craig, you have Lenny Craig on the practice squad. You continue to keep him on that practice squad slot, but you're not letting him kick, and you don't have a quality backup when you knew what Koo was going to do.
Um, I don't want to keep going into it too hard because we are over an hour. But why is it on November the 12th we are getting headlines or news that Darnell Mooney broke his collarbone the first day of training camp or the first week of training camp?
Is that what held him out?
According to the most recent information.
Mm.
But why is that being available now? It
He
has to.
played like trash.
They're feeling the heat, and
Yeah,
they're giving the excuses.
yeah. It definitely sounds like an excuse. All right, first week. He missed the first couple games.
The first day of training camp, he broke his collarbone, per Raheem Morris. Mm.
Mm.
All right, well, you got Carolina, you got New Orleans. You lose one or both of those. I'm gonna steal something from the morning show. Our schedule is Carolina, New Orleans, New York Jets. What are the Falcons more likely to do? Win all three or lose all three?
Um, win. But they do the exact opposite of what they think they're
I
gonna
think
do.
they're more likely to lose all three.
In New Orleans, I mean, I see them blowing that game. Like Tyler Slow's gonna go for 400 yards.
And Justin Fields has a history of going ham against the Falcons. But no, I think statistically odds are that they have a better chance of losing all three of those games than they have of winning all three of those games.
Looking at where they're playing, I would agree with that actually.
Which is crazy
The
to
Panthers
say.
already beat us 30-0 once, right? We're playing in New Orleans. That's a tough place to play, no matter how good we are, and we're trash right now. And then we flying up to New York. So
In a cold game. Yeah, I think the most likely outcome is we win one or two of those three games. But if you had to say you either win all
one or the
three
other.
or lose all three, you have better chances of losing all three than you have sweeping them.
I agree. Sadly.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate everyone sticking with us. It's been a tough year for Falcons fans. It's probably not going to get any better anytime soon. Luckily, we've had some interesting and somewhat positive news about the city of Atlanta sports in general. You know, Tata returns, new professional girls soccer team. Georgia's still in the hunt. You know, things to look forward to. You know, college basketball's just getting underway, so we're gonna keep our heads up. You know, as true Atlanta Falcons or Atlanta fans do, and we hope y'all do too. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, leave us a comment, help us out. You know, we enjoy doing this for you. Help us keep it free. Nah, it's always gonna be free. But no, for real.
Subscribe to our Patreon account.
Yeah. Just give us a follow if you will, and we'll hit you on the next one.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace.